We're going to go to our next speaker, Dr. LaWanna Parker. Come on down.
Thank you. This is exciting for me to talk about something that's different from what I normally talk about, although it will include that. Can't get away from it. But I'm going to talk about the power of purpose because it's a brand new year and we all start setting resolutions. I don't do that anymore because I never did keep them. So I'll just start, okay, these are the goals and go from there. Well, the power of purpose is it helps us to transform our lives, and it does it because we have purpose, okay? Purpose is more than just a buzzword. It's the driving force that gives our lives meaning and direction. Let me ask you this. What gets you up out of the bed in the morning? Is it the thought of tackling your to-do lists or caring for your family or working toward the dream? Whatever it is tied to your sense of purpose. And if you don't have an answer to that question yet, don't worry. We're here, so let's explore it together. A lot of people will ask, well, what is purpose? Purpose can sound like something that's really big and intimidating, but at heart, it's simply the why behind what we do. It's what motivates us, inspires us, and it helps us keep going, even on those tough days. And here's the good news: purpose isn't set in stone, it can grow and change with us as we grow and change in life. We evolve all the time. I remember one time who hadn't seen my husband in a long time, and they said, how's your husband? I said, oh, you know, Robert, he's the same as always. And they looked at me and they said, you mean he's not growing? And I said, what you mean? They said, well, if he's the same, it means he's not doing anything. He's not putting something new in his life. And it was one of the first times that it made me realize that when you say that, and we're all guilty, oh, I'm the same. We're telling people we're not moving, we're not going any place, we're just stagnant, we're staying in the same spot. So be careful when you answer that question, because when you do that, you actually put that in your mind. So I want you to start thinking of purpose as a mix of your dreams, your goals, and your passions. These are tied together with the idea of making a difference. And whether it's in your own life, your family, or the world around you, I talk about every night. I say to people, let's learn to love one another and spread that love to everyone that we know and ask them in turn to spread it. And if we all do that, maybe it'll go around the world and we'll have love, peace, and joy. It only takes one person to get something going. But when you think about it, it's not about discovering some mystical one true reason for being here. And I remember asking the Lord one time, why am I here? I'm not making a difference. So why am I here? Why did you put me here? And I remember getting an answer, and I'm so glad I paid attention to the answer, because what I heard was a voice saying, if you leave now, you're going to miss all the wonderful things to come. I was about 13 when I heard that, and I am so glad that I did not do something stupid or something that could not be undone, because each one of us, we have gifts, but sometimes we're so busy looking for something else that we don't recognize the gifts we have. So instead of thinking about why are you here, how about creating a life that feels meaningful to you? So why does purpose matter? Well, think about it. If you're living with purpose, it has so many benefits to you. It gives you direction, it fuels your motivation, and it brings a sense of fulfillment. When we live with purpose, we don't just go through the motions, we live intentionally. We have fun. We bring joy to our children because we want them to have better than what we had. So we We have a purpose of what we want to do to make their lives better. I know sometimes finding a purpose can feel overwhelming. I know I've experienced it. I'm sure each of you at one time or another has felt that way. So, where do you start? Now, that's where journaling comes in. You knew I had to bring journaling. So, let's take a moment. I want you to, if you have a notebook or a journal nearby, I want you to grab it. If not, a piece of paper or the note saying on your phone, that'll work just fine. And I'm going to give you some journaling prompts. And don't worry, we don't have time to write them all out right now, but I will put the prompts in the chat so that you can think about them later and respond to them. So here's the first one. What makes you feel truly alive? If you think about it, about those moments when you felt joy, excitement, or a sense of deep satisfaction, write that down. These moments can give you clues about what matters to you most. Everybody know I love reading romance stories. That gives me great joy and satisfaction. The next one is, if you could solve one problem in the world, what would it be? Your answer might point towards a purpose that's bigger than yourself, something that connects you to others or serves a greater good. And finally, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? This is where dreams come into play. And I want you to write without limits. What lights your soul on fire. Don't limit yourself. Write whatever comes to your mind that you want to do. I don't care if somebody else said, well, that's outrageous. You can't do it. Ignore that. Write it down. All right. So take a moment to reflect on your answers. Purpose isn't about perfection, and it doesn't have to be grand or world changing. It just has to matter to you. Not me, not anyone on this screen, just you. So bringing purpose to your life. Once you have identified some pieces of your purpose, the next step is to live it. This might mean setting new goals, prioritizing what matters most, or even just making small changes in your daily life. Purpose is less about the destination and more about the journey. Think about it. When you take a trip, isn't it the things that happen along the way that sometimes are more fun than when you actually get there? You know? So I want you to remember it's okay if your purpose changes. Life is about growth, and your purpose will grow with you. What's most important is staying true to what feels meaningful and fulfilling to you. So my closing thoughts are: purpose is powerful. It gives you hope, clarity, and motivation to live each day with intention. But it's also personal. It's something only you can define for yourself. As you leave here, I want to encourage you to take those journaling prompts and keep reflecting on them, because purpose isn't something you find in one moment. It's something that you uncover and nurture over time. So let's move forward, open our hearts and our curious minds, and let's get ready to discover and live our purpose. One step, one day, one dream at a time. Back to you.